I'm Rosie, I'm the Tidy Coo. I'm a certified KonMari consultant and a member of the Association of Professional Declutterers and Organisers. My home, as you might expect, is pretty decluttered and organised. It would be a bit wrong if it wasn't. However, life happens, and life happens for me, as it does for so many other people, at speed. I have an organising business. I educate my children at home all year, all the time, regardless of whether it's Corona or not. I've got lots and lots of animals. If you follow me regularly, you'll know the numbers. And a new pony coming soon too. And sometimes, or a lot of the time in fact, I don't even know why I said sometimes. A lot of the time, stuff comes into my home and I don't necessarily have time to deal with it, or something breaks and I don't necessarily have time to deal with it. So twice a year, I like to have a really good declutter and organise in my house. Check that all my clothes still support me in the life I want to lead. Check that everything that's broken has been mended. Everything that needs to be reordered has been mended. All that jazz. And that's what I'm going to do today. Now, fortunately, because my home is organised and everything's organised into categories, everything's stored like with like, I'm able to just be in my bedroom and say, okay, I'm going to organise the categories that live in my bedroom. You can't always do this. If you have stuff all over the place, you can't necessarily organise just what's in your bedroom. But that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to start with my clothes and go from there. Most of my clothes are washed already. There's a few in the wash, but you know, life's not perfect and I'm not going to hang around waiting for it to be perfect before I get on with it. So here we go. I'm going to get all of my clothes out and I'm going to check if they all spark joy still. Now, I've taken literally everything out of its place where it lives, and although I brought the drawers out, I'm also going to be taking out of its drawers. Taking things out of their usual living place is a really good thing to make you think about whether you actually really want them, because sometimes when we leave things in our drawers in their usual place, it becomes easy to almost ignore them. But if you actually get them out of where they usually live, then it helps change your mindset a bit. And of course, the most important question I'm asking myself here is, does it still spark joy? There's other things I'd ask myself as well, such as, would I buy it again? Do I reach for it? Is it still in good nick? All those good questions are questions I'm going to be asking myself as I go through my clothes. There are some clothes here. For example, this. I used to really like this, but somehow it's sort of shrunk in the wash now. It's not quite the right length. And I've noticed that over the winter, which is where we're coming to the end of now, although it's snowing here again today, I mean, really, come on, Scotland, bring us summer. Anyway, that I just am simply not reaching for this anymore. It's still a lovely colour, it's still in good nick, so I'm going to let it go to someone who will use it. This is something I'm wearing all the time. It sparks a lot of joy, so I'm going to hang on to it. This is another top I used to wear heaps and heaps, and I don't know why I've fallen out of love with it. I think maybe it's the material or something. It's much thicker. I'm choosing because we change as people. We change, and it's okay. We're allowed to change. This is still in good nick, so I'm going to let it go to somebody who will wear it rather than leaving it in my drawers, which is such a waste. Thermal jodhpurs definitely spark joy for practical reasons. May not be the most beautiful thing to look at, but I tell you what, when I'm getting on those ponies in the cold weather, these spark joy for practical reasons. I've got a couple of little items here. These are possibly what you might term sentimental clothing. This one was from when I represented Scotland in endurance riding, and this one was from when I did a virtual 100-mile ride on my horse over a period of time. They are sentimental. I don't know how much I'll wear them, but I love them and they bring me joy, so I'm going to keep them, even though I might not wear them. This is a t-shirt that I got when I was at university. I used to row at university. I don't know why, because I'm really quite short. I'm not really tall enough to be a rower, but I was. What I made up for in height, what I lacked in height even, I made up for in sheer force of deciding that this was something I was going to do. Anyway, I really love this t-shirt. It's not something I'm going to wear particularly, but I have made it into my painting shirt. So when I paint the house, I've kept it for that. Again, I'm keeping it for a practical reason, but I've only kept one. I haven't downgraded a lot of things that I haven't gone, I'll just make them painting shirts. I've kept one and it really sparks joy. I've also kept a pair of jeans for the same purpose, so that I don't ruin my other jeans that I also love. But these jeans also spark joy. They the reason I would have let them go is because they do have a hole coming in them, but that's fine for painting in the house. They're lovely, they're comfortable, so I'll keep them for painting in the house. Because I live in Scotland, I've got a grand total of one pair of shorts. This dress, I guess, is sentimental. When I was young, a lot younger than I am now, and a lot slimmer than I am now, I used to love it. I converted. It was my mother's, and I really, really wanted it. She's finally finally handed it down to me when I'm at a stage where I'm a little bit too large to wear it now. I still love it, and I do have ideas that my daughter might wear it one day, and so I am keeping it, but this is the really important thing. It's staying in my wardrobe because it's my sentimental piece, not hers. It's not up to her to keep it, or any of them. If one day they decide they do want to wear it, then brilliant. They can then take it into their wardrobe. But until then, it's my responsibility to look after, not theirs. And I have to remember that maybe they won't wear it. Maybe no one will want to wear it, in which case I'll need to let it go then. I do have a couple of items that I keep literally for going on holiday. These are because of my lifestyle here. I don't have much call to wear long skirts and things, but I really like it. It sparks joy, and I keep it solely for holidays. Sometimes I suggest to people that that they should, if there's something they keep solely for holidays, if they've got a rammed wardrobe, it can be useful to take those things out and put them in a suitcase solely to use for holidays. These though, my wardrobe's really not that full, so they just sit in the wardrobe with everything else. Who knows, it might actually get warm enough one day to wear them, and I might wear them on a one-off, but usually I'd wear them on holiday. Has to be said, this is my very, very favourite item of clothing. Whenever I ask people, when I say to people, I'm like, if you want to know what sparks joy, find your favourite item of clothing and hold it up and think about wearing it. And often you'll find you'll smile when you think about it. You can see I'm smiling already because I really love this. I love it. I've been able to wear it when I was like a size 12, and I've been able to wear it when I was like a size 18. It's great. And I just love it. It's beautiful. So it sparks joy. These are an interesting thing. I guess that they're probably also mainly holiday. I used to wear them quite a lot, and now but they're nice to wear as beach cover-ups and things. I did pick them up and I went, oh, I don't know. And I said that to myself. And sometimes when people say that to me, I say, well, what would the answer be if you did know? Because I know that sounds like a daft thing to ask, but sometimes we say we don't know what to do with something, whereas actually we actually just don't want to admit it to ourselves. But in this situation, I will be keeping these with my holiday clothes, but sometimes it would just be that I did know that I ought to let it go, not even ought to, but that I didn't need it anymore, and that I should just then have let it go. But actually I'm keeping this in my holiday stuff. When we've just spent like an entire year not going out anywhere, at least I didn't go anywhere, it sometimes can be hard with your going out clothes. Do I still wear them? Would I still reach for them? But these two definitely still spark joy. So even though I haven't worn them for 18 months, I'm gonna keep them. The rest of my scarves live downstairs, so I'm not going to joy check these now. I'm going to wait and get all my scarves together and do them at the same time. These are my pyjamas. These ones really spark joy. I love them. I'd live in them if I could. These ones I bought, and I thought I liked them at the time, but they don't have any pockets. And I don't know about everyone else, but I like pockets in my things. However, if I were to get rid of these now, I wouldn't have any I would have one pair of pyjamas, and then I'd have nothing to wear when these were in the wash. So I'm going to hold on to these for now, and when I find a pair that really sparks joy, I shall make sure I won't buy. I should be very careful about the time I buy it next time. I've realised I want pockets, so I'm going to wait until I've got something that has that I find that has pockets, and yeah, so that's what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to just keep them. Sorry, I got distracted because a message came in on my phone and I got distracted. Ooh, what did they want to say? Anyway, I should just try and ignore that and get back on track. Basically, what I'm trying to say is I'm going to hang on to these until I find something to replace them with, but I need them at the moment for practical reasons. I have literally taken every single thing out, down to my socks, because if you leave anything away, it's very easy to sort of forget. I don't know, just to ignore them. And I get people sometimes being like, oh no, my sock drawer's completely fine, you don't need to go through that at all. But by the time I go through it with them, we find that they've left about that they actually let about half of it go. And although sometimes it can feel a little bit like rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic to be going through your sock drawer when everything else is a mess, what you find is by the time you've taken the stuff out, you've suddenly got an extra half a drawer free. And then you can put something, and then before you know it, you've got loads of extra space. So really do handle every single item of clothing. Right, I have touched every single item of clothing that I own, apart from the one or two pieces that are in the wash. I know I'm keeping those because obviously I really like them. Now it's time to fold them and put them all away. I often get people asking me what sort of storage they should get, and I mean, this is literally just a box that Reed Diffuser came, and this is what I put my socks in. It's just a nice solid box. I haven't had to spend anything on it other than buy the Reed Diffuser, obviously, but I think that was probably a gift actually. That's my sock drawer ready to go away again. I've put the things that I use all the time at the front, the tights and things. I'm not really a dress person. I don't wear dresses very often. So the tights at the back and my skiing socks at the very back, because I only use them when we go skiing, which didn't happen this year, of course. But I tell you what, many people have had a much worse year than I have, so I'm not going to complain about that. Anyway, my sock drawer's ready to go back. I don't have very many bras. I have the one I'm wearing, the one that's in the wash, and then I have sort of my couple of sports bras and things. When you store bras with padded cups, you should. And I was told off by my lovely local bra fitter for having them folded inside each other. Anyway, she said I must never do that. So I've taken that on board. It's all right for the ones that aren't padded, like my sports bras, but if they're padded, then I stack them like this instead. I know that doesn't look necessarily terribly neat right now because I don't have lots, and some people do really beautiful ones, really beautiful displays. Anyway, that's not really me, but that's how I saw them. I mainly fold standing up now because this is literally my job. I'm very, very practiced at it. I really know how to fold. But if you're just starting off with folding, I do recommend folding on a hard surface at a good height. An ironing board actually is quite good for that. I sometimes find if I've done some ironing, I do as little ironing as I possibly can. But if I've done some ironing and I have the ironing board out, it's actually quite a nice surface then, because you can have a decent height for you and it's nice and flat. That's my jumpers all ready to go away. They're in this basket, which I happen to have. So it's not necessarily terribly pretty storage, but it really works for me. So I don't see any point in spending money on storage that I don't need. I know in a lot of ways that the Marie Kondo method has become synonymous with folding, but you really don't have to fold absolutely everything. Hang lots of things. I hang, if it looks happier hung, I hang it. It's quite floppy, it would be quite hard to fold, so I hang it. I really like these velvet hangers. They stop things falling off, which is really important because I hate now finding things in a puddle on the floor. And they're nice and slimline, so that really works for me. They spark joy. When I have a set of clothes that I almost always wear together, I like to fold them together. So that's my painting top and my painting jeans in together. Right, so I've put everything away. I'll just show you where I've put everything. Might be a little bit harder now we're moving. I have a small pile. I didn't actually have that much to let go of this time, which is good because it means that my clothes are sparking joy. Everything's supporting me in the way that I need it to. Oh, I hate it when I say It's just me when my brain goes on pause. What I am trying to say is that I've made like a mindful shopping list now. I know that I would like to buy another pair of pyjamas. I ummed again. And I also know that I would like another short sleeve t-shirt also. But that means that when I go shopping, I've got it. Sorry, just trying to move everything around. When I go shopping, next. Not that I go shopping very frequently, but when I do, it means that I know what I need, so I'm not going to buy stuff I don't need. So here's my drawers now. That's the socks. That's the bras and the swimmers. Doesn't want to go in. That's my pants. Short sleeve t-shirts. Long sleeve t-shirts. Pajamas. Go to this side. There's some stuff here that I need to still go through, not clothing, because, okay, so this is my jumpers in here, bottoms. So this stuff here is stuff I just need to have a look at in my little next round of things. This is my horse riding kit. And then into my wardrobe. So this is my wardrobe. I like to hang by length because this is on selfie mode rather than on ordinary mode. It's going to look like it flicks the wrong way, but believe me when I say it flicks up to the right. I just like to hang by type and length. Anyway, that's taken me about an hour to do, I guess. It would have taken me a lot less time had I not spent time talking to camera. But that's, you know, I hope it's sort of been helpful, especially some of the times when I spoke through my thought processes about what I was going to keep and why. But that's that job done. Now for another 6 months. I don't have to think about my clothes for another 6 months. They're all sorted and organised. Thank you for watching.